Players and officials, this is your 30-second warning. Please stay to the field, ready to play. Players and officials, stand by.
So here we go, final game of the day. Ireland Mixed 20s versus Scotland Mixed 20s. A lot of the Scottish Mixed Open in this Mixed 20 side, benefiting from extra playing experience down in Vichy. But you've got to keep an eye on some of these dangerous players from Ireland. Isaac Young wearing number 4, hitting this lovely passive line. Flash pass to the wing, just a little bit low. There's the first warning shot for Scotland. As soon as Isaac Young hits his stride, he's a dangerous player. We saw him maybe be guilty of just losing a little bit of his familiar composure in the game that they had on pitch 1 not too long ago. But he's back, fit and fighting, and probably out here to rectify some missed-scoring opportunities. That turnover will help them to do exactly that. Ireland conditioning the Scottish defence. Good touch by Black.
No, I'm excited to see how Ireland set up here on the line and what platform they look to use with such ball threat.
Oh, mate, have you ever seen something called Screen? It's a lovely score. Early opener for Ireland. Daniel Morahan getting over for Ireland's opener. And one of the things that I love about this Irish side, so they run something called Screen, right? And Screen is old school Union, 10, 12 out the back, 13 hitting hard. And they absolutely love it, and they run it to perfection, and it absolutely destroys teams. And I did give you a bit of a tout earlier of 2 people to look out for. Well, there's your Finnan brothers out there with huge statures, brilliant touch IQ, phenomenal players all round. And if they get going, well, yeah, you're going to find it hard to stop them.
No, I mean, a call there from the referee to give them Scotland a penalty on the line. But Scotland just seemed a little bit lost at the moment. But, you know, it's early on in the game. They really haven't had an attack yet, so it's a bit harsh for me to say.
Yeah, 32 short, timing at the line. Oh. There's your opening score for Scotland, and there's Kit Sorgo eating his own words.
More than happy to eat my own words, but it is identical scores either way. 2 shorts to go a piece. But it's funny to say, you know, what structure they're both using? The simple one. And honestly, if it works, it works, and the 32 shorts work. Yeah, well, one of the things that I think is really impressive about the Scottish team specifically is their ability to problem solve on the fly and run things at pace. And it's a really underrated skill, especially in the touch circuit, being able to identify problem areas, fix them as you go. Scotland are able to do that in spades. Nevito Byrne. Looking for a doggies platform here. They're going to go back the other way.
Oh, how good is that?
And he knows it.
And the Mano wave as well. The little Chihu going back over towards the sub box. Ireland loving it. What a brilliant score that was. Finn standing.
Oh, and Scotland are going to look to get one right back, I'm sure. No one likes someone celebrating in their own try line, so it's going to be a quick score and good read from the 7 there.
Yeah, that is Philip Finnan.
Always hard to tell twins apart.
I've just got to double check. I mean, I spent years commentating Tom and Adam Jacques, and they are as identical as they get. So I back myself with Mo's twin pairing, but Philip and John Finnan are 2. So they're just so well stitched together in their pod. They operate brilliantly together. So you've got to give them their individual plaudits. I want to make sure I'm getting the right one.
No, I think the arm sleeves and blonde highlights will help us out slightly.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. They are brilliant players, and they've set really good expectations in this transition. 5th touch. There's a lovely right foot step, trying to bounce around a few. That ball was fizzed over the top. Basketball pass. This is a little bit of Irish jouet, some emerald jouet, but it looks to be an ankle that's just buckled under the turf. But he's up and moving.
Seems to have just been an awkward fall, and I'm happy that's all there is to it. You hate to see injuries in the first day, or at any point that is.
Well, I think, you know, I was in a couple of my breaks, I was walking around the grounds, chatting to some of the coaches, and I know that there's a big feeling of we've just got to get through today. Today's going to be the hardest day. It's the hottest. It's the most brutal. The ground's going to be the most dry. You know, overnight we might be blessed with a little bit of rain. Fingers crossed, and we'll get Kit outside doing a rain dance for us to try and manifest that. But if you get through today relatively unscathed, then it's all to play for going through the latter stages.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, no. Today should be hopefully today's definitely the hottest day by far, but tomorrow it gets down 5 degrees, and I'm sure the players are looking forward to that.
Oh, lovely dummy escaping into the in-goal area, looking for some support, finds it. And Ireland with another one. Devitt O'Byrne
puts Ireland 2 tries up. They would have loved that one, and Scotland are going to want to answer. It was a lovely scoop through, and very well done from the try scorer to lose her opposite number.
It's a 2-1. Ireland, Scotland. This is really good line speed coming from Ireland, but Ciara Lascelles, who was representing the Scottish Women's Open and was, by all accounts, an absolutely world-class winger in that crusade in Vichy. This time repping in at Link, bringing some experience, bringing some Opens experience, although there's a fair few players in this team with good Opens experience. Another one that's currently on the pitch is Finlay Robertson, who was playing far beyond his years in Vichy, but put a really good account of himself out there. And there's the Finnan brothers getting involved. Philip to John. Good transition here from Ireland. What about that latch?
We were talking about latches earlier, and that was a picturesque one, just gaining our team who needed meters. And over the mark. A hooking call there, called by the referee. We talk about the dark arts of touch, and the refs are clued onto them, so that was a good spot from the ref there, and lovely footwork from number 4.
Oh, we do really. It's an illegal play. You can't do it because you gain an unfair advantage because you're able to manipulate the exit line of the touching defender. There are some players on the circuit who get away with it all the time because they do it so well. And it's sort of like the Roy Keane behaviour of the touch scene.
Yeah, completely. They're things you can get away with, so people do it, but you just have to be careful as a player not to get caught, I'm sure. Here we are. Is there any magic on? Can he beat his own man?
Yeah. Oh, good.
Good touch from the 8 there from Ireland.
Yeah, Luke Tanner got a score. Defensive touch. Pretty good account of himself 5 minutes in.
He is having a game.
And really nice roll ball speed as well, eating up the yards available in front of them.
Here we are, they're rolling up on 5th. Can he scoop through? No, I think ball was lost in the dump there. It's a good catch from the referee. And Scotland will be somewhat thankful for that as he looked to be slicing through the middle there.
Yeah, it's just a few missed opportunities where Ireland haven't been as clinical as they need to be. And there's twice now on that 5th touch platform that they've just, that roll ball has got a lot to be desired.
Oh, absolutely hate to see that. I hope the young number 5 from Scotland, Robbie Reid, is okay. He seems to be touching an old injury.
Yeah, there's a lot of strapping on that calf, isn't there? We hope that that's nothing too serious. There's just a turnover, and Ireland wasting no time in getting underway. And there is Morahan.
Ireland setting up here. Doggy's play looks to be pending. It was double touch there, so should be 6 more given by the referee. It's hit by the Scottish winger in flight. Seems like the Irish players are getting the opportunity to get some fresh legs on. It was a long set.
Yeah, they'll need to get these fresh legs on, and this is our first look at what we're coining the bomb squad, where John Finnan comes and enters the fray, working alongside Ben Harris. These two have a magical combination.
Great reputation with
There's John Finnan.
England's
We're going to go hard at the line, accelerating away from one, late check away, feeding to the wing, easy score. First time of asking, first score. It's John Finnan's world. We're all just observing it. How good is this from Ireland?
My jaw is on the floor. The ability to come on the pitch and have an immediate impact. It was his lack of words, but his conveying of what he wanted to his teammates was ridiculous. The generaled on and just, you know, found the space immediately.
His combination with Ben Harris is telepathic at this point. Like those two, you know, they never enter the field without each other. They're like, you know, attached at the hip almost.
And he's not even the twin brother.
No, exactly. Yeah, could you imagine how good that pod is when both of them are on the field and it's both Finnan brothers and Harris stitching them together?
I'm happy I'm not an Irish Ovens player, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think the pathway is there for them. It certainly is. You know, they're big, they're rangy, they're athletic. They're also incredibly intelligent.
Oh, and that is a good score and a great catch from Scotland there. Absolutely lovely ball, but the winger made it. It was a lovely ball to the ground, and yet her diving catch was just ideal.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. It needed to be as well. There's number 13. Rennie Guthrie-Dover. And here's the Finnans. John, Philip, Harris. John Finnan. Looking at Philip Finnan on the outline. Philip Finnan just accelerating, feeding the extra pass, and it's... Will probably be given ball down because you can't really play at it with your face. Philip Finnan's just asking the question, but it is a fair call. You know, 6 more is given. Not if you're just in the passing lane. You've got to have played at it, and yeah, I don't think you can catch it with your face. So
I don't blame the young man for asking. It is exactly the question I would ask as well.
Hey, if you don't ask, you don't get. You've always got to ask the question.
What a run! Oh, unfortunately there, but there was a lovely latching, looping run there by the Scottish number 8 just to gain meters. But you know, in a game of margins, that was an unfortunate little error there.
Yeah, and I imagine that these boys might look to get off the field and get some fresh legs on. I wouldn't have doubted them if they decided to go direct. They do get the fresh legs onto the field.
Here we are, and then this is another dangerous pod here. I wonder what their setup they're going to go for.
Oh, unlucky.
Commentator's curse, I'm sorry.
Have you had many today?
I've had many in the last hour.
Yeah, it's par for the course, unfortunately. A great foot speed through the roll ball there.
Oh, lovely train. And Ireland there just being slightly sneaky with their touches, not getting right in front, especially in the link channel, just going on the side of Scotland to kill the momentum.
Oh, lovely hole from Finlay Robertson, but a diving touch.
That was number 11, Amid David O'Brien. Lovely touch there.
Yeah, brilliant defensive work. It's a nice dummy, not taken. Easy defensive work. Ireland, last game of the day. Small errors creeping in, sort of going over the mark, not predicting touches, getting caught behind the gain line. This is 5th coming, they're not on their 10, and there's a bobble at the whole ball. It looked like a bit of a fatigued subset, that.
Yeah, completely, but as much as it was the Irish not having a great set, it was the Scottish shooters running up, and that is exactly the pattern we wanted to see. The last game we talked about, oh, that's a shame, hips not square there, but you know, last game we talked about defensive structures not quite being there, but the step up from 15s to 20s is obvious. The structure is, you know, it's expected at this level with the mixed open players open.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Ireland still in the driver's seat. It's closer than they would like it to be, but they're still there. There's a lovely bit of foot speed, late pass away. That's diabolical, and he takes a wander up the bank as well for his good work. What a brilliant extra pass that was from Luke Tanner, who's certainly having a game of it and throws another mana wave over towards the supporters. Noah O'Neill getting the ball down. How good was that?
He knows he's having a good game. You know, when you're celebrating like that, you're pretty impressed with your work, and it's the flair and the confidence of this Irish team is really carrying me, celebrating their tries and just having a good time.
Honestly, I never thought that I would use knowledge that I gained from spending time with the Cook Islands at the Touch World Cup here. I know what a mana wave is. I know what that is, and Tanner keeps throwing one over towards the sub bench. It's a great bit of celebration. It's also great to see the number 5, Robbie Reed, back on after some well-deserved R&R. I know that's a horrible pun, but you can enjoy that one.
Use all the puns you like, because we're all just happy for the young man to be back on the field.
Agreed. Again, you just want to get through day one, no injuries, no score lines that you're really unhappy with. Just set some good expectations and see what days 2 and 3 have on offer for you.
Yeah, completely. And here we are, just not the subset you'd expect from Ireland, being caught behind their own line, but it's just, yet again, great Scottish midfield D, and if they want to get back in this game, that is what is going to be the key factor. Yeah,
well, Scotland are doing a really good job at sending those middle 3 up really tight and restricting the Irish ability to get open side, whereas for Ireland there's 2 reads that help that. You either punch up the short side and cut out that midfield press altogether, or you back the hands and skip pass over the top. So I wonder if the coaches in the Irish sub box will be saying that we've got to pick one of those 2 options, because what we're currently doing isn't working.
Yeah, completely. The Scottish have their number at the moment in the midfield, but I mean, even an away set, we've seen it today. When I was watching the England Girls 18, I think they scored from 3 away sets as well, so I wouldn't be against it.
It's honestly, like, the fact that I've seen, there's some really hard things to do in touch. Away sets is one of them, because it relies on you all staying extremely connected. Running doggies is another one, because it's the sweeper variant that kicks you on the outside, and everyone's got to be on the same page. You've had blind passes, you've had footwork, you've had halves escaping into the in-goal area, connecting with their wingers and scoring, as Isaac Young has just done, which is furious, taking the scores now to 5-2.
And a bit of a argy-bargy there between the Scottish and the Irish, but, some individual brilliance from number 4 there, just to carve through the defence.
Yeah, and again, like, these incredibly difficult skills on display at such, young ages. Players that are nowhere near their prime, that are still honing their craft, they're still developing relationships between one another. These pod relationships will only grow and become stronger and stronger. But the fact that they're able to operate at such a high level now is quite frankly terrifying.
Oh, here we see maybe the Scottish doing a bit too much before the line, just wanting to get there and get in the position to strike. They got one more. This is 5th coming. They'll be hoping to set a good platform to use, but no, good defence from the Irish there. Just going to have to throw a little Hail Mary, but not much on for the Scottish team.
Yeah, well crowded out by Ireland. Finnan brothers doing a good job. There's Philip to John. John with a skip pass over the top.
Casual as you like.
I was talking to someone after their initial game against England, where they did find things a little bit difficult, but it was one. They played really well, did Ireland. I was walking past someone who said that they're the nonchalant pod. And I went, yeah, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. They are cool, calm and composed, whichever way you want to cut it. That one is certainly 6 more.
What a stop by the 13 there. That was needed.
Yeah, Guthrie Dorbra.
Safe to say, if they're the nonchalant pod, what's the opposite of that? Because I feel like this pod might be it.
Dynamite.
Dynamite pod. Oh, yeah. Here you go. I'm waiting for a little celebration here, which I've become.
Dynamite pod. This is what this pod is called. Absolute money. This doggies platform is causing Scotland all sorts of problems. And Ireland, well, I mean, they are playing with a lot of confidence. They're playing with a lot of freedom. It's their last game of the day. It's all of our last games of the day. Yeah. And they're playing with the shackles free. If any option is a viable option, and they are performing wonderfully.
I mean, hey, if your go-to platforms are doggy and you're scoring off the doggy check back inside, you're obviously feeling yourself. So, the last game of the day isn't stopping this Irish team from putting on a really good performance.
Long ball option. It's taken magnificently, matched by brilliant defensive work from Amelie Birrell.
Well, we know that Birrell has great hands, and she's shown that again, and we know they can score from that. They've got that ball in their locker, and they've got that move in the playbook, so it's only a matter of time.
It's actually coming back for a tap penalty for a forward pass, so Ireland with 10 metres to work with to get this subset underway. And 2 punches up the midfield. Now dragging over towards the box. There's 3rd touch approaching halfway. 4th touch approaching the 10-metre line. This is 5th touch coming. Here's Harris. Platforming for Philip Finnan. Oh, unfortunately, Finnan couldn't quite take that ball with him.
No, I nearly had the commentator's curse there. I was going to say the Scottish setup and frame for defence in the midfield is really good until that 5th touch. It just seems that they have too many up in the touch. They only want that one middle to compete so they can get set.
Yeah. There's Finnan and Harris. There's John Finnan, Philip Finnan. They're involved making a good touch. There's 5th, unfortunately for Scotland, the number 9. They've just taken a little bit of a tumble. There's 6 and change. That's really good transition defence from Ireland.
And this nonchalant pod are working their way off the field. It's just been, I'm very impressed again with the standard. We keep on saying it, but 6 more there for Ireland.
Yeah, I think that is 6 more. Everyone's calling for it. The refs are just having a conversation. It was 6 more.
I don't blame the players for just trying to get away with that one, but you know.
Yeah, I mean we have a brilliant vantage point, and we could see it from here. It was 6 more. Ireland with an opportunity. There's the half-time hooter. Final touch taken at the half. Ireland with a commanding lead, 6-2 over Scotland, and they're looking pretty good value for it, aren't they, Kit?
No, they are. I think both teams have more to give. I'm excited to see where this game goes out in the second half. But no, they've done really well so far. Yeah,
final 20 minutes of day 1 coming up for you in a few minutes' time, where Scotland have a bit of problem solving to do. And for Ireland, they'll be wanting more of the same. At the half, Ireland 6, Scotland 2.
And that's half-time, the final game of the day. One more hooter to go for the start of the game. One more 2-minute warning, one more 1 minute, and one more standby. Again, big thank you to all the volunteers that are helping in the background, helping this event run. From car park duties to running ice. Big thank you, as always, to the volunteers. Without them, we wouldn't have an event. Reminder, if you do have a radio, they need to be returned to the control for charge overnight. If you have a radio, please return it to control upon finishing your shift. And these need to be charged overnight and will be handed out again tomorrow. A reminder, if you are leaving, if your team is finished for the day, we need to keep the area in the Players Village tidy. So please take the rubbish with you, take your kit with you. And currently lost property that has been requested has been found. So the only thing I believe is a white top for a 13-year-old boy. If you found that, please can you hand that in. Otherwise, I think all lost property that has been asked about has been found at some point. But if you do lose property, if you leave property behind, any bottles, any kit, the kit or bottles will be handed to charity. And as always, we want to ensure we don't affect the wildlife by leaving rubbish everywhere. Players and officials, this is your 1 minute warning, players and officials. This is your 1 minute warning. Players and officials, this is your 30-second warning. Please take to the field, ready to play. We have half a game to go for day 1 to completion. Players and officials, stand by.
20 minutes left. Day 1 here at the Youth European Championships. And Scotland find themselves up against quite a difficult task. Ireland take a very commanding lead into this second half, but an opening score here in the first Scottish possession could turn the tide in their favour. But going off the mark on 5th certainly won't help that. But a left to right long ball. Unfortunately, the referees deemed that one to have gone forward, but that is absolutely filthy from Aaron Lee.
I think the ref should have let it play. That was, I mean, it was slightly maybe forward, but it was a lovely pair of skills from both players.
Yeah, phenomenal and nonchalant pod looks to get off the field.
Yeah, I can see why they called that. They're just jogging until the very end.
What I love about them though is like there's some players where their legs are moving really fast because they're running really hard, and then you've got players who don't look like they're running very fast, but you cannot catch them. And the Finnans are in the latter category. They don't look like they're moving, but their stride length is that of a gazelle, so they're just eating up the yards in front of them.
Yeah, I hate to say I'm probably the one who looks like he's trying really hard and yet moving really slow. So
if it helps, I was also that guy.
Hence why we're talking and not playing.
Yeah, indeed.
Also because we're 40.
Allegedly.
Scotland gifted 6 here, but still in a tricky position to get out of.
Yeah, it's also the area of the pitch you actually are just fine giving away a fresh set of 6 with, because they've only taken 1 touch anyway, so it's essentially the same subset, and you can just put the nudge on, as Ireland are doing here. There's a lovely late check away, buying some extra metres, getting through the initial press. But again, things just slow down a little bit too much. Black's got a bit of work to do. That's half court and turnover.
But they're playing on. Oh, ref is lucky that they didn't just carry on playing there, because I think they would have got away with it, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a few Scottish people below us sort of saying, pick the ball up really quickly. Pick the ball up really quickly.
Here we are. It's Dynamite Pod getting off the field. I mean, it's unfair for us to only name 2 of the pods, but there's only so much time in the game. But all 3 pods have played unbelievably for Ireland. Oh
yeah, and like this is Isaac Young, who has been absolutely unplayable, and there is Monaghan trying to make something happen. There's a penalty as well.
So we know one of the pods has a doggy as the go-to, and one of them has the short. I want to see what this pod are going to run. Is it just the?
I think what I imagine is going to happen is we're going to run shorts. Then we're going to send Isaac Young on a long.
Yeah.
And Young is going to burn them for speed. Is my Mystic Meg prediction. I've been reading some tea leaves. Oh no, this is Screen Pod. This is Screen Pod.
Here we go.
This is my favourite pod of them all. This is Screen Pod. Keep an eye out for Isaac Young. There he is. Late ring. Gotta go. Oh, how good is that?
Wow.
You've got Nonchalant Pod, you've got Dynamite Pod, and then you've got the big of the bunch. You've got Screen Pod.
It's tough. Some teams have pods who do the same thing. You got 2 doggies pods, or you got two short pods or 2 long pods, and this one you have 3 unplayable. I'm shocked. Lost for words.
I love a good screen, me. There's something about a screen that just makes me smile. It's such an old school thing of like old school style of touch. Like when I was playing, it was just our go-to move. We just did screen every time, wherever we were on the pitch, and it kind of just worked because it's a very nicely designed play, and I've not seen it for absolute years, and it makes me very happy to see that the Irish mixed 20s are making a case for it to come back.
I mean, the way they're playing it, there's absolutely no reason any team wouldn't want to add it into their arsenal.
Yeah, Scotland driving at the line, although if there's one person you don't really want to try and step away from, it's John Finnan with the go-go gadget arms. Although John Finnan wants the ball back nice and quickly. Scottish player is just keeping a hold of it for a moment and then giving away the penalty for not giving the ball back.
Yeah, Finnan well within his rights there to try and get the ball, but a bit of a, as we said, it's a passionate game. It's a big rivalry between the two countries, Scotland and Ireland.
Yes, the home nations. Oh, lovely work. Philip Finnan stepping away from one. Can't get away from two. Really well worked, wasn't it?
Almost didn't look nonchalant there, but he's done very well in the setting. And I'm excited to see a doggy happen in this pod, or they're going to pull something out of the bag.
Yeah, this looks to be late scooping players. There's play on calls. There's 6 touch and turnover. And Scotland's turn to go for a fast restart.
Deciding not to go for a strike in the middle, but just to train it up. But we've got to be careful here, because if the Irish sent the shooters, they had no option to check and would have been very easy to pick off. But haven't done that late in the game. Ireland are getting slightly tired.
Yeah, it's his 4th, 5th coming. It's a really nice 5th touch platform. However, just guilty of popping that ball down.
No, I think he threw it off the back of the other defender, but it's just a ball down. There's no play of the ball there.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't just give 6 mores if you're in passing lanes. You've got to play for it.
Seems like Ireland have slipped into a lower gear in the second half. They may be a bit confident with the score differential, but they don't seem to have the same venom they did.
No, well, there's Screen Pod, who's going to want to try and make something happen. I'm so happy that Screen is coming back, and to be honest, I just want to see these boys get another fresh set of 6, so we can see more screens because it works, and it's lovely. I must sound like such a nose right now, actually, just banging on about screens, but hey, I'm a simple bloke. I like a screen. I like a dummy. I like a screen. And I like a step. That's about it. This pod's got all 3.
Don't we all? Oh, and your wish has been granted. I don't think they're going to sub off because they're pretty close here. Yeah, no, going straight for the line. And I mean, we talked about the confidence of the team, but the confidence of this pod. Oh.
Yeah, great touch from Black.
And you know what's coming here.
Yeah, go on, do it, boys.
Third touch, they got 3 to play with. Yeah.
No, coming back for this 32 short, so it's a little bit stop-start, a little bit janky. However,
that long.
Isaac Young, he just couldn't quite get the hands free, could he?
No, it's a tough ask as well. I think it was an early release on the short given to the rapper, and it's a tough ball with that defender in your face to just send it 20 meters to the wing.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tired turnover there as well from Ireland. These have been long old games, and even though this is the coolest it's been, and I'm very thankful for the gentle breeze that's currently blowing through the air, it's still hard work. And you're seeing that in both of these pods. Some unforced errors creeping in. Some uncharacteristic unforced errors creeping in as we see Screen Pod be replaced by Nonchalant Pod. I mean, their last line attack set, they took 1 touch and scored.
And I wonder if they'll have the same immediate impact, but
yeah, well, there's John Finnan, right foot step, putting the brakes on, little shovel pass.
A nice option to slow it down. The last thing you want to do is come on and then go straight into defence for trying to force the play, but step back.
Yeah, wow. There he is, John Finnan, driving through Scotland, getting the score. Great comms from the on-field referee, just big dominant calls. They're all off. Finnan scores. Easy.
Yeah, you can talk about the young man's athleticism and that ability, but what impresses me the most is just his maturity to slow the game down. Like, you're coming on, you're going to want to rush it, but slows it down, and that's twice that he's had an immediate impact.
It reminds me of a saying that Peter Bell once said. Peter Bell, sort of the godfather of touch. He said, touch is a slow game until it's played fast. And he's like, you don't actually have to go 1,000,000 miles an hour all the time. Sometimes you just need to play slow, precise, and then inject the pace. And he followed it up with a word of wisdom that I've taken and used and abused. As Ireland go over again. There's a third man away, firing it over towards the box.
Tries called off there. We're waiting for a hand call here, but I think it might be forward off the rock. Yeah, forward off the rock called by the referee. So
Finn Stanley's going to have to wait for another for his hat-trick of mana waves over towards the sub-box. But yeah, this Peter Bell quote I thought was really cool. It was, fast isn't fast if fast is the default. Then it's just normal. Fast can only be fast with slow.
Yeah, that's a great quote.
And I was like, I was stealing that. And it makes me feel very intelligent when I pull it out of the bag, and then silently I'm just like, thank you, Peter Bell.
I know you guys can't see this right now, but I promise he's not reading off his hand there.
I'm sure. Allegedly.
Allegedly. The pace of the 13 to... the pace of the 13 just to catch that 10 running away. She's done very, very well there, and forced Scotland to have another set on the line here.
Nice, good defensive work from Ireland once more. 10 minutes left to go in this game, halfway through this second half. It's all green traffic, isn't it, in this second half? They've looked really composed. They've taken their opportunities when they presented themselves to them, and I think most importantly as well, there's been a little bit of tournament management about this performance. You know, not really getting into that fifth gear, that top end gear, just maybe a symptom of fatigue or just trying to manage expectations in the legs. However, for the first time, Finnan opens his legs up and cruises through the defence. It's an all-family affair. John to Philip to ground to 9.
I mean, that's got to be pretty special, assisting your own brother, doesn't it? Especially, yeah, two as talented as that. It's going to be very exciting to see where these young men go.
Yeah, honestly, I think Ireland Men's Open is beckoning for them, really. I think they are phenomenal athletes. They're again, I think the comment you made about their maturity is really important as well. I think one of the things that probably impresses me the most about their performances is their touch IQ, picking the right options. It's incredibly intelligent. It's something you'd associate with players who have had vastly greater playing experience, and yet the Finns have got it in spades. That's unfortunately coming back for a touch and pass.
No, and you get the feeling now that both of these teams have just kind of hit the roadblock at the end. You know, they're pushing through obviously because they're forced to play, but there's a feeling the game's kind of gone.
Yeah, the 7-try deficit is a pretty commanding one. I think Ireland are feeling relatively comfortable. I think Scotland are honing their practices a little bit and just making sure that they are, connected. Now, the one thing I would love to see from a Scottish perspective is just a little bit more depth in their line attack. I think it's quite an important aspect that often gets underutilised. Just talking about being able to run at depth. That's a better bit of set piece. Lovely sweeper play. Nice finish in the corner, matched by a really good covering touch from Amelie Birrell.
Yeah, but I think that it complements your point quite well there, because if the depth was added on there, it just injects extra pace into the game. And that's the biggest advantage you have as an attacker compared to the defender. The depth and the pace you can put onto the ball is just, it's different. Because when you're running at speed compared to the stop-start, you are just faster. But it does go to show that the majority of these players, they're not quite, obviously some are, but the whole team aren't quite at that opens level, because that is those small things which are the big differences between an open side and a youth age group.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's plenty of development in front of these teams and plenty of touch yet to be played. It's exciting times for both nations. This very competent junior setups from both sides of the ball. And there's a bit of a steady setup here for Black. Black driving hard, late release, lovely left to right long ball. Surely this one's got to be finished, but no. Amelie Birrell must be a real thorn in the side of Iona Fayu.
No, she just made the right decision. She saw the balls overhead, didn't even bother with the link, and just chased out straight away. It's great defense from Birrell.
It absolutely is. And again, my phrase for the NTS, covering all 5 rounds, what a lovely dummy that was. Siding through the Scottish phrase was world-class wingers, worth their weight in gold. I kept banging on about it and how important the wingers are. It felt like a season for the winger, really. And my mind is cast back to that Kate Allen intercept for Invicta, where I think I lost all composure on the microphone and started to jump up and down, which was funny, but also warranted.
I was playing on the pitch next to it. I just wondered what happened. I thought, thought maybe I don't know, famous actor came down or something.
Yeah, it was the loudest I've heard a touch ground in a long time. Lovely pick up against the grain from Harris, escaping into the goal area, connecting with Philip Finnan. Oh, and there's another one.
I know, you hate to see the... No, Finnan, the other Finnan brother, has
John Finnan.
John Finnan's gone down with what seems to be a hamstring injury. Completely non-contact, not involved in the play. That is the last thing anyone at this pitch would want to see.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, and I think a real demonstration of how hard this has been. This has been run today, and the tax that it puts on the body, and also a real nice demonstration of just what this sport's about, because the Scottish physio has gone bounding over to make sure that John Finnan is okay. And again, like, these are juniors, their player protection is the most important thing, making sure that these guys have long careers playing rugby, whichever code that they choose to do, and injuries, avoiding injuries are a really big part of that.
Yeah, no, completely. I think everyone here would be under the agreement that player safety and player health is the number one and most important thing at any tournament, especially the junior tournament. So yeah, absolutely hate to see that.
Yeah, hopefully John Finnan gets the treatment he needs. Looks to be in a little bit of discomfort down that bottom end. We'll keep you up to date. If anyone's watching from the Finnan clan, we'll keep you up to date, and you can make sure that he is all good as Ireland go through once more. Daniel Morahan this time. Yeah. And it's an Irish route at the moment. They're enjoying their time out here, and they've turned the screw effectively, haven't they? No, they've scored in multiple ways, but there's still, I think my favourite tries are always those that come from hard work and the driving sets. You just love to see pace being injected onto the ball, and big subs making big impacts. Absolutely. And now the other thing to consider is these pods have got to rejig and cater to the fact that John Finnan is he's up and moving, which is positive, and is bouncing on that left knee. I think it was the left knee that maybe just buckled ever so slightly as went into the in-goal area. Back to the action on field, but again, I'm aware that there might be family or friends watching from a Finnan perspective, so we'll keep you updated, but it looks positive as of right now. I mean, you can't squat if your knee's done, so he's doing pretty well as far as I'm concerned. Oh, lovely windmill dummy trying to goes through. The Irish number 2, Noah O'Neill. Here we see Scott still pushing through, still driving hard. Lovely footwork there, but didn't quite beat the Irish number 10. No, just looking to square hips, I think. Make sure that it was nice and honest touch. There's a really nice doggies platform here. Unfortunately, not stepping the right way and then scooping back against the grain. It's going to have to be absolute magic to create scoring opportunities here. Big play on calls from the referees. That one looked to have gone forward. Sideline refs are happy. However, on field has now spotted the signal from this near sideline ref. He's given forward. I think that might have been the right call, but love to see the ball in play by the Scottish team. Yeah, we're in the dying embers of this game now, about 2 minutes left on the clock. And the result of this one, a foregone conclusion. Ireland are cruising through to a victory in their final game. There's lots of positives from a Scottish perspective as well. When their line attack has clicked, it has clicked furiously. They've just not been able to stem together those 2 or 3 touches that you really need to threaten it, especially at such a well-drilled defence like Ireland have got. And if anyone's watching from a... Oh, how good. Just carving through another one. And there's a bow and arrow celebration as well. Wow. Henry Pollock, eat your heart out. Rory Lever, leaving people in his wake. Oh, what a line. Thank you. No, thank you very much. I'm literally here all week. And yeah, if you're watching from a John Finnan perspective and you want to know how he is, he's up and moving. And there's a bit of a smile on the face as well. So fingers crossed we'll see John Finnan tomorrow back in that pod with Philip Finnan and Harris, because yeah, that pod's probably been my favourite to watch today. Yeah, no, I agree. I absolutely, there've been a few siblings, but I absolutely love the twin connection, and the style they play is just enjoyable to watch. And I'm sure that no one is happier than Tom Finnan right now that his brother is going to be all right. Yeah, absolutely. It's an important moment. His 5th touch now for Scotland. A nice catch, stepping back on the inside, but not a lot doing. And then turnover ball. Final few sets here for both sides. Ireland will be looking to extend their lead. I mean, they'll be quite happy with the 10-score deficit currently.
Got a penalty for a hard touch there on an Irish player, so they'll have a fresh 6 of the 10.
Yeah, Ireland just cruising through the gears. The bite's kind of gone out of the game. I think you were quite astute in your observation earlier, where this is just a little bit. Yeah, we've downshifted a little bit, which is to be expected because you cannot keep up such a furious pace in this heat all day. There's a nice defensive work from Scotland, forcing the turnover, celebrated by the Scottish box. And they'll be looking to get at least one more score on the board in this game. Finish with something to celebrate. Their overall performance, there's just a few tweaks, isn't there? Little things like just that extra bit of cohesiveness in their line attack, maybe a little bit of depth as well. I think people underestimate just what an extra 2 yards of depth can do to your line attack opportunities. And it'd be great to see, Scotland create some problem-solving opportunities tomorrow and going into Sunday. As the final hooter goes, last play. Isaac Young is looking for a moment to remember. Beats 1, tries to beat 2. Nothing doing, and that is all she wrote. Our final game of the day wrapped up nice and neatly. Ireland 12, Scotland 2. That was comprehensive from the Irish mixed 20s, wasn't it?
It was, and I just absolutely love seeing the 3 different styles from the pod. So, it's been a pleasure to commentate this game. It's been a gift, really.
Absolutely, and that brings us to the conclusion of day 1 at the Youth European Touch Championships. A day that has had a little bit of everything. We've been scattered across pitches 1 and 2. They've been phenomenal standards. And I think the resounding message that I'd like to leave people with is watch this space for some of these young players, because the next 2 days are going to be hard contests. Everyone's going to be leaving it all out there, and the future is bright, but we still got 2 more days to go. So from all of us here at Next Gen, England Touch and the Federation of International Touch, thank you all for watching, and we will see you in bright and early tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow, Joe.
Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Day 1 completed at the European Youth Touch Championships. Can you believe it? All the planning, all the organisation.